டியர் ஃப்ரெண்ட்ஸ், நம்ம இருக்கிறது சிக்காகோங்க. சிக்காகோவில் ஃபெரி டூரு. இந்த டூரில் ஆர்கிடெக்சர் பில்டிங்லாம் பார்க்கலாங்க. இந்த போட்டில் நம்ம கூட கைடு ஒருத்தர் வராருங்க. அவர் எல்லாமே இந்த பில்டிங் பற்றி எக்ஸ்பிளைன் பண்ணுறாரு. இது எப்போ கன்ஸ்ட்ரக்ட் பண்ணது, எப்படி கன்ஸ்ட்ரக்ட் பண்ணாங்க அப்படிங்கிற அந்த டீட்டெயில் எல்லாமே சொல்கிறாருங்க. இப்போது இதில் முக்கியமாக நம்ம முதல்ல பார்க்க போகிறது முன்னாள் அதிபர் ட்ரம்ப்போட பில்டிங்குங்க. இது சிக்காகோலேயே செகண்ட் டாலஸ்ட் பில்டிங்கிறாங்க. இதை பார்ப்போங்க. இதுக்கப்புறம் வர்றது எல்லாமே கைடு நமக்கு எக்ஸ்பிளைன் பண்ணுவாருங்க. இது வந்து ட்ரம்ப்போட மிக உயரமான பில்டிங்கு. இந்த மாதிரி நிறைய பில்டிங் இருக்குது யூஎஸ்ஏவில். ஓகே ஃப்ரெண்ட்ஸ், தேங்க்யூ வெரி மச்.
High beams that go up, they don't do anything. They're there just to draw your eyes up. How many teachers do I have with me today? Any? Well, everyone knows a teacher. Just ask that teacher, you have a student that won't listen to you, right? Every teacher's going to say yes. Mies van der Rohe even had a student like that. His name was Bertram Goldberg. Bertram Goldberg did not believe less is more. Bertram Goldberg believed there's no right angles in nature. He's not going to put any right angles in his building. And he gives us the twin 60-story towers of Marina City. 19 floors of parking, about 875 apartments. They're all built around the central elevator core. What does that mean? It means they're all pie-shaped, shaped like a flower or pizza. Narrow when you walk in, they get wider as you go up towards the end. He built these buildings in the early 1960s. Why is that important to point out? Because in the early 60s, nobody's really living downtown. So there's no infrastructure to live downtown. So Bertram Goldberg has to include everything you need: a bowling alley, a bank, an office building, a theater, an ice rink, a supermarket, a restaurant, everything you need to live downtown. Here's my annual check, or my daily check if I'm the oldest guy in the boat. How many of us remember Steve McQueen? A lot of us do. Steve McQueen's last movie, The Hunter, he's going to drive a car off the parking deck into the river in their climactic scene. Pretty cool movie, pretty cool actor, the coolest actor ever. The coolest American actor, of course, Sean Connery would be number one. This is, if we were on this boat tour around 1900, we wouldn't be seeing these beautiful buildings. We'd be seeing warehouses and factories. This is the final building built originally as a warehouse. Reed Murdoch Center, 1913, George Nimmons is your architect. Originally built as the Monarch Foods warehouse. You can see a clock in its tower. Warehouses had clocks because watches were considered luxuries. The workers didn't know what time it was. Let's fast forward to 2009. Picard and Chilton, they're going to build 300 North LaSalle. This is a environmentally friendly building. What do I mean by that? Well, it's LEED certified. Leadership, Energy, Environmental Design. They use river water in their air conditioning to keep the building cool. They have a green roof, or landscape roof. Now, don't look up at it, you can't see it. That landscape roof allows them to use less energy to heat or cool the building. Here in Chicago, they always send the L over the bridge when I'm trying to talk. Makes it a little annoying for me. We've got about 700 bridges with this green technology leading the world in building. I call this the granddaddy of all warehouses. This is the Merchandise Mart. Merchandise Mart goes up in 1931. Beautiful Art Deco building. Grant Anderson Probst and White. Built for Marshall Field. Anybody? He has a department store. There's 14 warehouses around Chicago. Wants to combine them all into one building, so it builds this huge 4.5 million square foot space building. In fact, up until the Pentagon is built in Washington, D.C., this is the largest building in the world. Up until about 2008, the United States Postal Service gives this building its own zip code, 60654. Interesting piece of land to my right. This is Wolf Point. Wolf Point is downtown Chicago in 1833. Home of our first hotel, our first two taverns, our first ferry boat across the river. This is where Chicago's break that rule right here. This is 333 Wacker Drive, Cohn, Pedersen, and Fox from 1983. This is the first major building Coleman Pedersen and Fox ever built. This is the most beautiful building I've seen out there today. I'm gonna be honest with you. Beautiful, elegant building. The gentle curved shape matches the curve of the river. That's called contextual architecture. That's where you build a building to suit the site it's on instead of the other way around. Two-tone green glass reflects the buildings all around it. This is the first building Coleman Pedersen and Fox built, and they got it right the first time. The Truman Show, this building was in it. More importantly, Ferris Bueller's Day Off. Ferris Bueller's father worked in this building. Remember when he looks out the window, just misses seeing Ferris in the parade? He was working in this building. For those who don't know, Ferris Bueller doesn't exist. What is this rectangular contraption doing on the wall? This is a giant projector. One of the world's largest projectors. It projects art on one of the largest screens in the world. Art on the marts. It projects artwork on the merchandise mart. They've been doing that for about 3 years. They just started it up about 2 weeks ago. It's called Art on the Mart. All right, take a look at the green building with the gold top. To our right and up. Green building with the gold top. You see that one? That's the carbon and carbide building. That is actual gold leaf up there. The story is that the architects, the Burnham brothers, always wanted to build a building that looked like a bottle of champagne. How'd they do? That's supposed to look like a bottle of champagne. Vietnam Veterans Memorial to my right. That black slab has the name of about 3,500 Illinois residents who gave their lives in the Vietnam War. Behind it, the 35 East Wacker Drive, they used to be known as the Jeweler's Building. If you're a jeweler, what do you want? Security. So when that building first goes up, you can drive into it, get in the elevator, and park on the floor you worked on. Greatest purpose. Well, I have a lot of Chicagoans on this boat, and they're probably looking up at this white building, 75 East Wacker Drive, going, hey, didn't it used to be taller? Building used to be 6 stories taller, but the top 6 stories were falling apart.